Welcome to Classic Game Room. Like peanut butter and jelly when combined to form a fabulous sandwich, we have dragons, pinball, and the Sega Genesis when combined to form one very cool game. Worst intro ever, but I'm keeping it.
Keeping it real, that is, with some Dragon's Fury on the Sega Genesis from Technosoft and Tengen, released in 1992. Really, this game is hard to describe. It kind of looks like Gauntlet from the cartridge artwork, but plays like a pinball machine. And a really good one at that. This is easily one of the best Sega Genesis pinball games that you can get. With two things to keep in mind. One, it's going to kick your ass, and two, the music is unbelievable. The playfield is split into 3 levels with some creative boss battles, and you definitely do not want to spend a lot of time on the lowest level, or else you're going to lose. But the thing is, it's tricky to get back up where you started. Dragon's Fury reminds me a lot of the excellent The Pinball of the Dead on the Game Boy Advance, or should I say, that game reminds me a lot of Dragon's Fury. With lots of enemies wandering around, screen multi-level gameplay boss battles, and for an old-school video game pinball game, it doesn't get boring or repetitive. There's lots of things to do and tons of challenge. It plays very well on the Sega Genesis, using the D-pad and the buttons to operate each of the flippers. But like any video game pinball game, it's not real pinball, so the flippers aren't terribly responsive. There's obviously no analog controls, so it's all or nothing, and that makes aiming a bit awkward if you're used to real pinball machines. They're also a little slow on the flip, but aside from that, it's a great video game pinball game, especially from the early 90s, with decent physics for the era, but most importantly, it's just fun and well executed. Dragon's Fury looks and sounds great on the Sega Genesis. Would you expect any less from a game with Technosoft in the credits? Also, I love the art design. This definitely inspired The Pinball of the Dead, which is a game you also should check out, based on Sega's The House of the Dead series. Dragon's Fury was sent to the show by our friend Alexander from Duisburg, Germany. Once again, thank you, Alexander, for sending over a great many rocking Sega Genesis and Mega Drive cartridges. Okay, now pay attention here. If you can keep the ball in the top level and shoot it up and over, you'll get big points. Also completing those boss battles, but those are frequently really hard because the ball shoots right down the middle most of the time. The music in here reminds me a lot of the music in Musha, which is, of course, a good thing. I think Genesis and pinball fans will find a lot to love about Dragon's Fury, but if you get stuck, there's also a wide array of cheat codes available on the internets that may help you along if you'd like some extra balls. And who doesn't like some extra balls when playing pinball? This also has a music enjoyment mode where you can just rock out to or record the Dragon's Fury tunes. It's a shame to interrupt this music by talking, but I've got to wrap this up and direct you to Dragon's Fury on the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive. You want this game. You can find copies on eBay through ClassicGameRoom.com, and you may want to upgrade your stereo to fully enjoy Dragon's Fury. Furiously awesome.